This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guest do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network.
Hello Philippines and hello world. Hi to the province of Albay, down to the said Valleys Education. I am Cherry Ann A. Suliague.
And I am Olimpia Diamante.
We are here today and you are watching
Values Talk, nothing but the truth. Thank you for your cooperation and participation, audience. We really appreciate it. So without further ado, let us all welcome our guest for today.
With the help of our special guest, they will be discussing about the hierarchy of values, concentrating to the Plato scale of values. Let's have a round of applause to our first guest, Miss Diamante. Welcome to Values Talk, Miss Maureen. Thank you for being with us today. Now tell me, what really is Plato's scale of values all about?
Plato's scale of values find a great variety of value comparisons, partly overlap and almost included in longer formulations. These scales proceeds upward, starting with wealth, money and material possession, to muscular strength, good looks, bodily health, the courage, justice, temperance, and the topmost is wisdom. That is the Plato scale of values.
As we heard that why is wealth is lower than strength. Why is wealth is lower than strength?
For Plato, physical strength is largely a matter of bodily fitness and is conditioned chiefly by diet and methodical exercise in the gymnasium and field sports. One of the excellences of the body, they called it, and almost a universally regarded as value in itself.
Oh, that is. Well, Plato have a good point in that sometimes really money is the source of danger mostly. It's getting interesting. I love it. Why do you think bodily health must be ranked higher than good looks and physical strength?
Actually, good looks have a certain emotional appeal which does not attach with the strength such. They awaken affection, love, and desire to create in community with the beloved objects of beauty, while the bodily health is dependent upon proper nourishments, exercise, and rest. Upon the goods, health, beauty, and strength, health is universally regarded.
It clearly explained that look does really matter. Well, but we should always remember that beauty and strength depends on your health. So our beloved viewers, take good care of your health. We come now to the last part of my interview to Miss Diamante. Kindly have some simple explanation about the last four higher goods left. It sounds like complicated.
Yes, it is. In the highest good, which are the courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom, each one of these has its mechanical development into higher forms. Courage begins in instinctive pugnacity, while justice begins with head instinctive. Next is the temperance that begins in instinctive shrinking from excitement. And finally, the wisdom, well, it seems originated to the wonder of curiosity. That is the four highest form of value in Plato's scale of value.
Thank you, Miss Diamante. We have learned a lot from you today.
For deeper understanding of the hierarchy of values, let's welcome our second and third guests, Ms. Oliege and Ms. Mendez, for further explain about Max Keller hierarchical doctrine of values. Hi Ms. Oliege, hi Ms. Mendez, nice to see you here in our show. Thank you for lending us your time. It is so much appreciated.
We are also happy to be with here. I am so excited to share to you my learnings and ideas about Max Keller.
Yes! So for our audience, for you to have a better understanding, you should listen well about today's topic.
So can you explain who is Max Keller? What is Max Keller known for?
So Max Keller was a German philosopher known for his work in phenomenology, ethics, and philosophical anthropology. He is the foremost exponent of axiology. Axiology is defined as the philosophical science of values.
Thank you, Ms. Oliege. How about you, Ms. Mendez? Can you give us a glimpse of your idea about the hierarchical doctrine of values of Max Keller?
So, for your information, hierarchy of values is an ordered list of social values that influence judicial decision-making in one's life or society.
So what is it all about? Is any of you have the idea?
Oh yes, we all have one. So the first one is the pleasure values. It is the mode of feeling that happens to an individual. It means the feeling of satisfaction, like the pleasant against the unpleasant, the agreeable against the agreeable. For example, sensual feelings and experiences of pleasure and pain. We, as a student, we feel happy and glad when we get high score on a quiz because we are satisfied. But when we get low scores, we are sad and confused as to where we went wrong.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful information about the values. How about you, Ms. Oliege? Do you heard about that values pertains to well-being of individual?
Is the vital values? Oh well, vital values is the values pertaining to the well-being either of the individual or of the community. It was concerned with or necessary to the maintenance of life. Characteristics of vital values are health, life, death, mentality, and the environment of the human beings. It has 4 types: the healthy, unhealthy, strong, and the weak. Example of this is resting, eating, and sleeping because it helps us to be healthy and continue our existence. It plays a vital role in taking care of ourselves.
It is also known as the values of the mind. What value it is?
I knew it. It was spiritual values. It drops in spiritual acts of empathy, preferring, loving, hating, and willing. It was about discovering the meaning, purpose, and the value of life and answer questions like, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be me? Or to be you? It has 3 types: the value of beauty and ugly, the value of just and unjust, and the value of pure knowledge. Example of this is, we Filipinos can be hopeless at times, especially when we lack the things we believe we deserve. Example, this pandemic. Instead of dwelling to the negative side, we choose to have a positive mindset and still try to live life to the fullest because we believe that life goes on.
Oh, thank you so much. We learned a lot from both of you. Before we jump to our next topic, let us welcome our 4th guest, Miss Joanna Pamela Opinio.
Recall that the first cornerstone is that the value is created when a company generates higher cash flows through high revenue growth or high return on capital, or some combination thereof. The second cornerstone, the conservation of value, is a corollary of the first principle. Anything that doesn't increase cash flows doesn't create value.
Can you give an example so that we can truly understand what is this all about?
For example, the land may have high conservation value if it contains habitat for endangered species. or if it has open space in a highly developed area.
How about the law of conservation of values? Do you have idea about that, Miss Opinia?
The law of conservation of values. The values is preserved regardless of the nature of the claims against it, thus the propositions. Firm values is determined on the left-hand side of the balance sheets by real assets, not by the proportions of debt and equity securities issued by the firm.
Thank you, Miss Opinion. You explained it so well. Now, we take a clear understanding what is conversion of values is all about.
Thank you, Miss Maureen. Hello, Philippines, and hello, world. I am Junel Villegas, and I am with Miss Eileen Choco, and she will enlighten us about the conflict of values. Hello, Miss Eileen. Welcome to Values Talk.
Hi, Mr. Janelle. I'm so glad to be with you here and be part of this episode. I was so excited to discuss to our audience the meaning of the conflict values, its example, and also on how to resolve it.
So, I think our audience is excited too. So, let's start by asking you, what do you mean by conflict?
A conflict is a struggle or an opposition. If you and your best friend both fall in love with the same person, you will have to find some way to resolve the conflict.
Nice. I think our audience can relate with that. So, how about how the conflict of values occur?
A value conflict occurs when individuals or groups of people hold strong personal beliefs that are in disagreement within themselves or in disagreement with the institutions or organizations.
Thank you for your time, Miss Eileen. So back to you, Miss Jerian and Miss Maureen.
Thank you, Mr. Junel. Before we end up our show, I will ask my co-host what is her takeaway throughout our talk.
It helps us as a future educator to better understand about social values and the things related to it. It provides only not students but also for us to have the clear explanation about values and have a deep reflection as well as our personal value development and how it affects our decision or choices in life. How about you, partner?
Excellent learnings you got there. Me, it's just simple. It guides us to the current problems and practices of values education and the importance of it to our K-12 curriculum and ESP framework. Well, it's time to wrap up the show. Thank you everyone, especially to our guests and to our audiences for joining us today. And for Miss Eileen Lenchoco for lending us her time. So again, here's Maureen Claire Diamante.
And I am Jerian A. Sunyege. This is Values Talk.
Nothing but the truth.